I'm on go mode.
Hunter pressed play. Just like you guys at home. And I'm on pause energy, by the way. So let's set the scene before we get into this episode.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Bieber album.
Yes.
I have much to say about that.
Activated.
All 129 songs of the Bieber album,
Oh
Swag
God.
2. And we're going to talk about Caught Stealing, the new Darren Aronofsky movie.
Hey.
But first...
Let's kick it off.
Okay.
We got to talk about some white mess.
I...
Gagged me.
A little documentary, number 1 on Netflix, called Unknown Number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll read a vague log line.
Yeah.
And then I'll give a spoiler alert. A teenage girl and her boyfriend are viciously cyberbullied by an unknown number for months, like 20 months. As the investigation into the harassment unfolds, the authorities uncover a shocking secret that upends everything anyone thought they knew about the case.
Big old spoiler alert.
Well, first I'm going to say, if you haven't watched it, literally stop what you're doing right now, drop this podcast, we don't matter, go watch it right now.
Yeah. And then come back.
Open Netflix, and then come back.
I will say, I've talked to so many people about it, spoiled it, and all of them pressed play. Like, it's like one of those things that's good enough that the spoiler almost doesn't even matter because it still gags you no matter what. Okay,
spoiler alert now, skip forward 10 minutes. But if you hadn't texted me within 5 minutes, I know who did it. I was a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it to the red table. I was a little bit
I actually was like, I hope I'm not right.
No.
But immediately I said, uh-oh. So I grew up around white moms. I know how they move.
Oof. Well.
What? That was
okay.
Crazy.
Totally.
So.
But what we need to talk about, though, is that this couple, this high school couple.
Yes, 13 years old.
13 and 14, yeah, were harassed for months relentlessly by random numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like, oh, just change, like, just block the number. No. They would, like, make new phone numbers all the time. They're clearly, like, the person who was texting was using an app.
Yeah.
The numbers would text them, like, trying to, like, get them to break up, basically. The guy and the girl to break up.
Yeah.
They would be like, oh, like, he doesn't like you. He doesn't care about you. I saw him in, like, social studies and he was, like, flirting with someone else. Like, all of this stuff. And they would come
very specific, very detailed to their lives.
Highly specific to, like, just day-to-day, moment-to moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes the messages would come at a rate of, like, 30, 40, 50 sometimes a day, all times of the day and night. There was, like, an initial stretch of messages. They kind of stopped for a couple months and then started back up, even, harder, faster, longer, just.
I thought you were going to.
No, but I mean, but they got pretty explicit. And because the texts were so sexually explicit for a 13-year-old, even like an advanced, going through puberty 13-year-old, I was like, this does not
seem right.
What a tween.
I know this is a family podcast, but I have never screenshot something so fast. It was around, this is when I knew, it was around 5 minutes in. One of the texts was like, his dick, my pussy. Tonight or something. It was like creamy. It was like, wait. No one's talking about that. Like, no one knows what that even is.
The creamy thing, I'm like, no, that's not a 13-year-old. That has to be an adult. So I was like, it has to be a teacher who's sending these messages. And I was like, and I mean, messages would also say, like, kill yourself. They would say, like, you didn't perform well in the basketball game on Friday night.
Which, like, more hurtful than the sex stuff. I'd be like, well, now you critiquing my hooping? Hold on.
You would feel that way.
That's what actually offends me. Kill yourself, child's play.
But
I can't hoop?
You're too confident.
Bubba's life. Yeah. I was empowered too much as a kid. This would never work on me.
Literally. Well, listen. And so it was, I mean, like, the parents were trying to figure it out. The administrators were trying to figure it out. The cops were trying to figure it out.
It got to a point, though. This is one of my favorite parts of the documentary where the boy, his name is Owen, the boyfriend, he said, I woke up to a string of text messages, all explicit. And he said, well, good morning to you, too. He was so over it. He was just like, a day that ends in Y.
No,
like,
truly. Because the other, I mean, and that also reminds me of, like, another crazy element of this is you think it's like, okay, it's just kids in it's just like the high school. It's a very small town. It has one stoplight and 2 bars.
Yeah.
And then he starts dating another girl from a few times over.
Oh, that was crazy.
And then the text messages start texting her and her mom.
And her mother.
And I'm like, okay, honestly, in retrospect, kind of a clue.
I think the craziest part is that it is the girl's mother, who is Lacey, the protagonist here. It's her mom sending all of these messages.
Yeah.
What did she say? 8 hours a day. It was just like, the shocking part, when she gets caught And they finally figure out like the app, the numbers connected to the app.
Yeah. So
every screening. The police run every single screening, and they're like, okay, the only number that it comes back to is Lacey's mother.
Is one IP address, because she uses an app to like shield her number.
Yeah.
They subpoena the app. They subpoena Verizon, get the IP address. And I kind of felt like, and I had the suspicion throughout, why not just make the kids change their phone numbers? Like, I understand that, you know, whoever's texting is like going to be texting from like new kind of dummy blocked numbers all the time. Yeah. But is it not just so easy to like process of elimination, make the kids change their phone numbers, and then only give the number out to 4 people, and then, you know, well, who could have this number other than these 4 people?
Yeah. But it was
I watched Monk growing up, just so you know. So I'm
a lot of bad bitches be watching Monk. One of the baddest bitches I know, she said, "Oh, I press play on Monk every night.
It's a jungle out there.
Just to sing me to sleep." Yeah. But to that logic though, like it was the mom though, so she was like, "No, that gives them their power back. Like they retain their power by keeping their numbers." Sounds sense, just like a guilty bitch. She is mentally ill, so like, you know, that is that.
I guess. I thought that it was a teacher, because obviously it was like very rooted in like school activities and like someone who was closely observing like how they acted around other like of their friends.
Yeah.
There were other kind of theories that it was like some girls that were friends with Owen that like maybe didn't like Miss Girl. I can't remember her name. Like the teenagers.
Lauren is the main girl.
Lauren, okay.
Owen is boyfriend.
Yeah. Some girls that like didn't like Lauren but were friends with Owen. A girl who really didn't like Lauren and maybe kind of had a crush on Owen.
Yeah.
And then Owen's like random cousin.
But wait, the girl, let's go to one of the girls accused, which was, I can't remember her name.
The brunette?
The one that had animosity with Lauren.
Yeah.
Who was also on the basketball team.
Yeah.
When they were questioning her answer was simply like, I'm too popular for all that. Like, I don't have time to be sending all these messages. Like, I'm busy. Like,
no, I
ate that.
It was great.
You was fucked. You think I got some time to be sending off texts like this? I have a job. I'm a mother.
She said, I got work to do. Yeah. I scored 12 points in the game on Friday. I can't be doing texting all
double
digits.
Okay, yeah, that was crazy.
But okay, can I talk about how the reveal?
Yes, that's the mom reveal.
Yes, because I was like, it can't be someone in the documentary. It has to be like, who are we not hearing from? The teachers. It couldn't have been any of the teachers because they're not in the documentary. But then they do the subpoena, they figure out the number, I'm pretty sure it's the mom.
Yeah.
And then they have the police body cam footage of them going to the house and like approaching the mom. And she immediately is like just panic terror on her face. Like it's the guilt.
She gives it away.
Visible.
Upon
she
entry.
She doesn't even really say like, doesn't even make a defense. She's just like, well, it's not really, it's more complicated than you think. And they're like, well, it looks like you told your daughter to kill herself over text 400 times a day. So explain to me the complication then.
I thought it was mom, as you said, from jump. 5 minutes in, this is a mother. Not a good one. But then when she gave it up so easily, I was shocked. I thought that maybe she would try to defend anything. But the real breaking point for me was when they call Lauren in. Yes. They call Lauren in. She's just stone-faced and doesn't really break down until dad comes home.
Yeah.
And dad mentions, like, there's no way she had this job. They're like, that she got let go from that job at least 6 months to a year ago. Come to find out, she's had all the time to send 400 texts to her daughter to tell her to kill herself because she's not employed.
Yeah.
And the dad, like, I actually really respect the dad for coming in, being absolutely, for many reasons, furious and being like, the cops need to stay here while I tell you to get out of here because, like, we don't want to lose our daughter and something will go down.
Yeah.
If
That was like a really moving moment too, because he had mentioned kind of in passing, like maybe 20 minutes before that they had like moved several times. And it was like in all that dysfunction that she was able to kind of get away with all of this stuff. And that was really sad. But it was like kind of maybe that whole sequence was kind of the moment of the documentary for me when he's like, I'm to the mother, I'm going to call your parents right now because you can't be here anymore. You have, after all of this, you cannot be in this house anymore with like our child because I'm not putting her at risk.
The Munchausen by proxy of it all is really,
well, they call it digital Munchausen by proxy. Yeah, because she, I mean, her argument, or like at least what the theory is that she wanted to like become so close to her daughter, and like in some ways her daughter being like in the center of this like whole drama made her, like harassment and abuse, made her the center of attention as well. And that it like really endeared her daughter to her. And I mean, hello, at the very end of the documentary, like her daughter was like, yeah, I love my mom and I love our relationship. And I like call her and text her all the time in prison. And I look forward to like, you know, reuniting with her. I haven't seen her in a year because obviously, hello, but let me take my chains off.
No, let me keep her chains on, low key.
I texted Molly, like, you have to watch this documentary. It's so good.
Yeah.
Molly at home breastfeeding. Girl, I've already watched it.
We're done, actually.
I watched and I have thoughts. Like, what do you think?
But I think that she must have had some kind of weird obsession with the boy when he was like, she was cutting my steak. Yeah, she wanted it. I was like, this is gross. Like, this is nasty. And not the cutting the steak part, but like thinking about how not just the explicit text sent to her daughter, but sent to him.
Yeah.
Like, even after they broke up. And just like railing in on like, we need to make them jealous and like, there's no one but me. And they illustrated her as this woman that was like, oh, she just desperately wanted attention. And wanting attention it's not a crime, by the way. Everything else, absolutely.
Yeah, heavy on everything else is a crime.
Everything else,
but loving attention, not a crime.
No. And a little too much.
Or
is this illegal? Yeah.
Let me put my chains on.
Is a crime.
Yeah, like, no. I do hope that the daughter gets a lot of therapy, counseling, like
for free.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I hope she doesn't end up on like a, I don't know, like a Dr. Phil couch in like 5 years. Because that's like I think the most touching part of it was that she really seemed like totally normal girl. Like so sweet and like just good kid. And it's like, and your whole high school is like derailed by, high school experience is derailed by this.
Yeah.
Both
of them, they're like, this is just regular stuff. We just 13 and hooping. I got more drama to get into, actually. What else were we talking about?
We are talking about Caught Stealing, the new Zoe Kravitz movie, and the Bieber album, and also kind of the Sydney Sweeney, Scooter Braun dating rumors.
Oh, some more white mess. Yeah. You'll always find that on this podcast. Don't you worry.
So let me just say this.
Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinions?
Are you a hater first, but a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No. We're calling you in. It's a safe space
to talk shit.
But of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Sometimes you go to the theater just to support hot people. Sometimes you press play on a podcast just to support hot people. So that's what I always say. So we went to see Caught Stealing, which is, quick logline, a burned out former baseball player finds himself unwittingly plunged into a dangerous fight for survival when he gets mixed up with some gangsters in 1990s New York City. Directed by Darren Aronofsky, starring Austin Butler, Zoe Kravitz, Liev Schreiber, and Regina King. Spoiler alerts ahead. A few. Yeah. Spoil it. Fuck it. Let's spoil it. So move forward 10 minutes or so if you don't want to know. All right, 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. What are you giving Caught Stealing?
I walked out thinking solid 7.5.
Oh.
I mean that like in it with a smiley face. Like happy.
Okay.
Happy 7.5. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
nice.
Yeah.
What did you think? 1 to 10.
Caught Stealing is giving me a 6.
Okay.
A sturdy 6.
Okay.
With this kind of smile. Like a little kid who's forced to take a photo.
Yeah.
That's what I'm giving.
It's kind of like the most fun I don't want to have again. And not out of like, not because I don't like, because I didn't like it. I can't live that kind of lifestyle. I'm a child of God. I can't get I can't get mixed up in all of this. What are you talking about? There's like a cat involved. He poops. There's a key in the poop. I'm like, how do we know like even where the storage unit is? There's a man with a mohawk and a car that looks smoky.
Yeah, he said that's not safe.
I don't that cookie thing. I was like, I don't. Well, you know me.
What?
So there's like a thing in this movie about Austin Butler that he his character got into a car wreck. And it like, derailed his baseball career. He's supposed to be a really good baseball player. Baseball, if you're not familiar, was invented in the year 2016 by Richard Linklater for The Boys and Everybody Wants Them, just for my people. But he like is like, the whole movie's like, oh, I don't drive after like that accident. And I was sitting there like, and I see myself represented on screen. I can drive. I just don't choose to.
Oh, you can drive?
Yeah, I can drive.
Thought you just didn't. I thought you just didn't.
No, yeah.
Even though it stresses me out to think about you behind a wheel.
It stresses me out to think about me, but it stresses many people out to think about me behind the wheel.
Oh my, you have the energy of someone who holds the thing no one ever holds.
And I did hold it. And I did hold it. We were in the car with our producer, Brian, and I was gripping my thigh and knee. I said, turn down the music. Yeah. There's a car 4 spaces ahead is slowing down. I need you to be aware.
Oh, God.
But what did you think of Austin Butler?
I love Austin Butler's lesbian haircuts, both of them, in the beginning and the end. The mohawk is bisexual. And I think he's hot. Mm-hmm. And I had fun. I do not like this movie.
You sound like you had just hooked up with someone. Oh yeah, it was okay. I don't have any.
So it is. But I think he's a beautiful boy. I like him a lot as an actor. I love Austin Butler. I think I just was bored a bit in this movie and just stressed out in a way that was stressed out for no reason. It didn't feel like the kind of stakes where I was on the edge of my seat. I just was anxious.
I was at the edge of my seat. I was singing with someone who was like, "Oh, you were really going through it." I was at the edge of my seat, what's gonna happen? Oh, I was so nervous because it's first of all, he has one group of gangsters after him, another group of gangsters after him, and then the big twist is that they're all kind of. He's caught up in a larger war between these 2 gangsters and the cop that he thinks he can trust, who's Regina King, is also involved in it all. That was kind of the weakest moment of the movie for me. Was that turn, the reveal that she is involved in the conspiracy. Yeah, it kind of just happened, and if you didn't, it's the other people show up and they're she's yeah, I know them, duh, and it didn't really land for me.
I agree, but one thing Regina King gonna do, she gonna play a cop. A cab, except for every role Regina King is in. She loves to play a cop.
Southland.
Yes,
Southland Hive.
Southland Hive. This one's for you. There's community out there.
Yeah,
actually. Yeah.
And we are often overlooked and underrecognized. But I'm
just she's got a staple role. She's got a. If there's a cop role, there's a job for my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I didn't. I love her. Didn't love her in this, but I thought I came to the movie for Zoe Kravitz and Austin Butler, obviously. I was I need to press play on some sexual chemistry. But the real sexual chemistry in that movie, the real sexual chemistry in Caught Stealing was not between Zoe and Austin Butler, heteronormativity. It was between Austin Butler and Bad Bunny when he spreads his thighs open and keeps them there.
Very that. I actually forgot Bad Bunny was in the movie because he was so good and not in it for very long. Yeah. But I was really impressed. I was really impressed.
Did you see him in Bullet Train?
No.
Oh,
I didn't see Bullet Train. Oh. But no, I think they did have really good sexual tension. But I think Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz, it kind of works for me. I like it. Yeah. I prefer it to Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz, which to me are just truly I don't know, F train, L train, ships in the night. It's they're just never the two shall meet.
You've woken up a really interesting debate with me that has nothing to do with this movie. I'm Zoe Kravitz and Robert Pattinson, which
No, they're both so beautiful and so, but they have maybe the exact same sort of beauty to me, and they both check the same boxes. That to see both of them together, I kind of feel nothing. I wanted to love their Wonderland photo shoot and the Batman with them together, but I wasn't feeling it. But I think Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz to me is Channing Tatum, Zoe Kravitz, where you're just oh, that's a hunk.
Oh no,
and
I
you're
agree. Oh. I don't agree with that. I think that they're so opposite aesthetically that it works, but I do see the symmetry they're saying between Austin Butler and Zoe Kravitz have the same kind of grunge. Yeah. That aesthetically works. Where Robert Pattinson eats tuna out of a can and it shows, And Zoe Kravitz would never. Not even as Catwoman. Anyway, back to this movie.
Well, something that I do want to wake up though is that it's about time that Zoe Kravitz was in a good movie.
She needed this. She needed it.
I think her last good one was Kimmy, the Steven Soderbergh movie that went to HBO Max. And something else that I think we should discuss in the podcast is what is my middle name?
Yvonne.
And what was her name in the movie?
I don't remember.
Yvonne.
Oh. And what does that do for you in the light skin community? You want to say you look like her too, people? Okay.
I'm just saying. What do you think about her and Harry Styles? It's quite like her cup runneth over right now.
I think that's what's frustrating me is seeing her with Austin Butler and knowing that in real life she's with Harry.
No watermelon sugar for you?
Not anymore.
No.
Dried up over here. Now keep that watermelon sugar stuff away from
so
me.
So it's you and Olivia Wilde. You're like, no more. We can't do
side.
it.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
That surprises me.
I just I think we need to cool it on him and he can come back later. After he goes to Turkey a little bit, that hairline is fighting for its life. But
I think he has gone to Turkey. He didn't. No, this is the thing. I think there are two turkeys. Because
say more. I'm already excited. What?
Okay, ready. Thank goodness. Because there is the turkey that Steve Carell went to around 2009, 2010. And there's a turkey that everyone else is going to, and they're not the same. Steve Carell,
results.
I don't know if you saw at the US Open, Steve Carell looked amazing.
Always did. I would have done it from jump. Know that. I would have fucked Steve Carell episode 1, season 1 of The Office.
Okay, so that's really crazy.
I don't care. He
was so red-faced.
This is why I'm not allowed to be bi.
Yeah.
Because that's where I net out. But wait, speaking of, side characters in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Action Bronson? Is he back in the zeitgeist?
You know, I recognize his voice. I did not know he was, but I was like, oh, this is like Action Bronson.
I was like, that's that nigga that raps. And I think says nigga. And
no,
also,
he doesn't.
I think he did. I think he did. He looks like he did.
Interesting.
He's a tough white boy that.
I guess, you know, JC had the opportunity to call out to give a white rapper their flowers, and he gave them to Mac Miller and not to Action Bronson.
Yeah. God,
did he only have like one album or 2 albums?
Action Bronson?
I liked that one album.
Yeah, I don't keep up with him like that. But then I got into his cooking show. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know, because last time I saw him was in like my old neighborhood in Williamsburg. He was like going to the industries, like doing a blog party there. Yeah. It was so random.
I just was like, there's no way.
Yeah. But okay, here's something I want to talk to you about, because I want to know your opinion about this. This is set in the 90s, Caught Stealing is. Yeah. And how did you feel about both setting it in the 90s and like the production design in general?
I didn't like the production design. I thought setting in the 90s, I like movies where there's less cell phone involved. Like, I think that's great. But I felt like it was also, they knew that it wasn't landing that it was set in the 90s because they kept putting in all these establishing shots to remind you where they are in time.
Yeah.
And I didn't find the need for that. I think like, clothing wise for his character, like the clothing is actually what took me out a little bit, and some of the accessories. Like I was trying to think to myself, was the little gun she uses to light her cigarette, was that a 90s thing? I don't think so, because it just felt like such a hyper specific. I know it had to be specific for a callback later in the movie, but it was like, it didn't feel in line with her character. I felt like they were doing too much to establish her as a cool girl, Zoe Kravitz. Yeah. But then also I felt like, first of all, she had like 45 bracelets on. What the hell? That must hurt.
Well, I think that there is something about Zoe Kravitz in general where she's only ever described as cool. And sometimes that does like a lot more like character work.
Yeah.
Like that replaces character work, where it's like she is just kind of like a nice paramedic who like has that kind of, I don't know, wears a choker, and it's like, that's not like cool. But then they give her the gun, and like it was kind of like, I don't know if this is like we've really earned this. Like she has like this like, Chinatown apartment that's like so like, you know, seems kind of bohemian, and it's like she has kind of like a normal job, like
for a paramedic.
Yeah. I don't know why, you know, I don't know kind of where that part comes from.
Yeah, did the 90s bit land for you? I'll ask you about it.
It felt like just an excuse not to have cell phones. I like the idea of it. I like seeing Griffin Dunn like in a dive bar. It felt very after hours. And like that kind of like sceniness of like you're not watching people who are so openly, nakedly self-conscious, like trying to present themselves in those scenes, I guess. Like the background actors I thought was interesting, but overall I'm kind of like, it doesn't feel like the 90s. It feels like it's present day.
Yeah, and I think the clothing part had for some reason really sealed that thought to me. But Zoe Kravitz, one thing about her, she looked good with a gunshot wound to her head. That photo was sickening. When it cuts to her dead, I said, oh, jawline sharp, eyes, it like liner intact. I was like, sell that Glossier, girl. She looked good. I know that shouldn't have been the takeaway from
I was so shocked to see her body on the floor. No, I was not paying attention to her cut crease.
She's serving. Yeah, beat down.
That is literally like you're your mother's daughter when you went to the hospital, and she's like, oh, make sure you put earrings on.
Yes, literally, true story. I will say where it ends is we finally see this big reveal of who Austin Butler's mom is.
Well, did you know all along
who it was?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I knew from her first little voice.
But
She calls him on the phone and she's like, da-da-da. I was like, oh, that's Laura Dern. So and let me tell you, I know enough gay guys. That's Laura Dern.
Wait,
that's Laura Dern's voice.
Also, baseball? Is that important? Like people, I was watching it the whole time thinking to
First
myself,
of all,
like,
the team in the movie is San Francisco.
I don't care
That's
about
right.
the Giants. The Giants?
Yeah.
Baseball is not my thing. I like the boys on TikTok that aren't real.
Oh, the
players.
dancers?
Yeah, I like the TikTok. I'm pro baseball for that little TikTok group. They're funny to me.
Oh my God. You've never seen Everybody Wants Them?
No, I've seen A League of Their Own. Both. We need it season 2.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie. You mean like the both the movie and that got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you have to see Everybody Wants Them because I love that movie. Actually, I'm writing about it for the newsletter, so you have an excuse.
Oh, perfect. Maybe I'm into baseball now.
Maybe so.
Yeah. This is my mom. Also, by the way, has been a Dodger season ticket holder for her entire life.
Her dog is named Dodger.
For my mom's dog's named Dodger, and I'm now being like, maybe baseball's working.
So Mr. Butler actually did make a few points for you, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Laura Dern and my mom are gonna have a call. Well, he did it again. Swag 2, pink version, Justin's version.
Someone on this very podcast said that Justin Bieber won this summer.
I heard.
And look.
And he said, and he heard, and he said, and one more thing. Yeah.
But can I be honest?
Take it to fall. Yeah.
I don't like it that much. What I've heard, I don't love. And I say this as someone who, I have a lot of thoughts about Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts about Hailey Bieber.
Yep.
All of them good.
Everyone, huh?
Don't interrogate me. Yes.
Okay.
I think walking away from Swag 1, Swag Original, is like one of the best songs of Bieber's entire career. Like, and very moving. I was just singing it off key and got yelled at. But Swag 2, it's not really doing it for me. I haven't listened to the whole thing because it is very, very long. I listened to like most of it.
Yeah.
But there's like maybe one that I was like, oh, okay, I can listen to this again.
I will say the first half of the album felt like just a public apology to Hailey, which was needed for certain.
Well,
but I didn't need to be a part of it, to be honest. I was like, okay. Some of the features hit for me though. I love his voice with Thames.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
the Thames song. Yeah. The Thames song really I liked a lot.
Hear Me Out, but that Little B song kind of slapped for me too.
I haven't gotten there yet, I don't think.
Oh shit. We've got a long journey.
I don't know that I've arrived
not even like
there.
midway. Oh my God.
Well, I don't.
Do you listen to albums like do you press play and you listen all the way through? Like how do you like to listen?
Usually, yeah. I think that's the best way.
So did you stop? Where did you stop?
Where did I make it? I made it to Don't Wanna. The song with do you wonder what?
Wait, let me see though, because I just want to see where that is in the.
Yeah. So to put it in terms people can understand, I made it to about
You have like 3 scrolls left.
I made
songs.
it to Prisoner of Azkaban. And I'm the prisoner, and this is Azkaban.
Wait, because the last track, I got to a point where I was like, okay, let me listen to the feature songs. Like, let me like scroll through. I was coming onto this podcast being like, oh shit, I got to catch up. I didn't realize it was this many tracks. But the last one is a 7-minute sermon titled, read it while it's there, read it and weep.
Story of God.
And is.
And I'm not mad about it either. Because what did I say the last time we talked about
Something
this?
About you sounded really Christian just then.
I said if he's so serious about being an active father and being a child of God, then why doesn't he call Kirk Franklin?
Well, he didn't. That's the problem. We got a 7-minute sermon instead.
I'll tell you what ended up happening. I was listening to this album and I stopped at All the Way and I was like, oh, I like that one. But then I said, Justin Bieber wants to make a Kim, K-E-M. Do you know Kim?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, love. Oh, I know you.
This
were raised
side
on Heart
of my
and Soul.
Yeah.
No, Justin Bieber wants to make music for a Heart and Soul like compilation album. He wants to be Kenny Lattimore so bad. He wants to work with Babyface so bad. That's all I heard. Is like him wanting to make Joe. This song is giving me very Joe Barry, Brian McKnight.
I was gonna say maybe this is his proof of concept to be like, I've got the range if anyone wants to. Maybe this is an offering. That's what it is. It's not really for us. It's for the future. Because I feel like he would fuck around with a baby face. Imagine.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised that his father, Usher, has not broken this relationship already.
Usher, we're calling you out. We're not calling you in, okay?
Yeah.
Get back on your Zoom, babe.
Yeah.
I mean, at least we were mark safe from a Drewski Black and Mild interview.
You love Drewski.
I think it's funny. I stand by what I said. Did I say I liked him on this album? No.
I don't think he's a licensed mental health professional. I'll just say that.
Many people aren't and pretend to be, though. Okay. I know a few friends with therapists that I'm like, fire them.
That reminds me of when I interviewed SZA a couple years ago, and she was like, I thought I was seeing a therapist, and she's actually just like a random life coach.
Oh.
And SZA was like, I was damn near box breathing myself into next week. And I'm like, what kind of therapy do you practice? And the woman was like, oh, I don't practice therapy.
Oh, no.
And of course,
that would happen to SZA. Yeah, like, oh my God. That would happen to SZA, and that would happen to our dear friend, Evan Nicole Brown. We're not calling you out. We're calling you in. Yeah, I wasn't taken with this album. It was far too long, and simply just was like, does he got bills to pay? Because why did we do this?
Well, he has one bill to pay.
Well,
look at that segue. And he owes like several $1 million, I think, to his former manager, Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
Scooter Braun, ex-manager of Ariana and of Justin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, frequent nemesis of Taylor Swift.
Always
and
on.
Now, new man of Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. Did you just hear my arm pop, by the way?
No.
It was crazy. Oh my God, I'm 31. Okay. I texted Hunter and I was like, wait, what should we talk about? Like the new white power couple or something. And Hunter was like, wait, Justin and Haley? And I had to be like, white power, like derogatory, like the bad kind of white power. You're like, you gotta differentiate because
you know me.
If I guess they're not a white power couple. If she a little, what is Haley supposed to be? A little Latina or a little what?
Haley
isn't she like
her mom is named Kenya. But
okay.
She's like, I think Brazilian.
Let's go back then. But white power derogatory. We've got Sydney Sweeney. My jeans. You know what I mean.
Okay, so so now she's awake. Now she's active because earlier she was.
My hangover finally ended. I'm like, woo. I'm
yeah.
here.
Now she's back.
Present.
Now she's back.
Yeah. What did you think about that?
Well,
that news.
My first thought was was that one Monique video that I've used, the meme that I've used like 4 times in the last month. Listen, my sister done burned too many bridges. There's nothing I can do for her now. That's how I feel about Sydney Sweeney. I'm like, girl, what? Yeah. And I like her as an actor so much. Yeah. I really think that she is so good and so overlooked in White Lotus season 1.
For sure.
And
actually.
I liked her in that Reality Winner, I think is the one same movie that was on HBO. About a whistleblower.
What was that horror movie she did that everyone really loved?
I don't do that. I don't. That's not my. Yeah, I don't do scary.
Okay. Because you're a child of God.
No, because I'm a scaredy cat.
Oh, yeah, that too. Both things can be true.
They overlap a lot, but not explicitly the same.
Not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. I think she's a really good actor.
I just feel, it was obviously leaked that she had registered as a Republican.
Yeah.
So.
No, I mean, as much as I'm like, yeah, that in an ideal world, that wouldn't be the case. But I'm also like, she's white and like in her early 20s and lives in Florida. So I don't know. Cases. It's kind of 2 + 2 = what?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I wasn't. No, actually, that's not true. I was shocked. I almost said I wasn't because I tend to think maybe to a fault that like young people, but specifically the people that you are around, someone like Zendaya, someone like more so Hunter Schafer, who's incredibly outspoken about Palestine, someone who's put her body on the front lines of Palestine, a trans woman at that, who like these people that you would think are and have performed at least real friendship. It feels a little bit shocking to a certain degree and deeply cutting to be like, girl, this you and this jeans.
But see, I see what you're saying, but I think something that I've learned and observed about like a lot of MAGA people is that they don't internalize it that much. It's like, yeah, that's how I feel. I'm gonna kind of check it at the door. I can still be your friend. It doesn't matter. Where obviously to us, I think to people who want to move through the world like justly and with like ethically, it does feel much deeper. But anyway, the jeans thing, I kind of think, did we talk about it on the show? I can't remember.
No, we didn't actually.
What did you think of the jeans ad?
I just thought it was stupid.
Yeah, same.
It just wasn't smart. It wasn't like, it wasn't thoughtful marketing. And I think like, it definitely, the discourse around it, I think got blown out of proportion. And we talked about it for far too long.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I mostly just thought it was a bad ad.
I think, yes.
Bare minimum.
Totally agree it was a bad ad. But then it also, you know, that kind of like inflection point of when the backlash to something becomes like the backlash to the backlash.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, now when they're talking about it on Fox News that like people are saying that she's like a eugenicist. It's like, well, now we've already kind of lost because now it just sounds like, well, the woke media wants to make you believe this. And it's like, no.
Yeah. But then like, I will say it was a little bit like, oh, come on now. When American Eagle doubled down on it and was like, we stand 10 toes behind this, actually. Yeah,
a real failure of corporate comms.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And that's why I've always been an Abercrombie bitch.
So you're saying you're an Abercrombie girl.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I was Aeropostale.
You're Aeropostale?
Occasionally, when the mood strikes.
Okay.
And I also...
Actually, I'm saying I'm an Abercrombie girl. Bitch, I was in Gap. I was in Old Navy.
I was a
not
big
in Abercrombie.
Gap
I didn't have money like that.
But I'm Old Navy right now. I love everything I have that's
Old Navy and Gap. Yeah. And I stand by them and I stand with them. And they haven't let me down. And you know, they definitely haven't let me down because a Gap releasing that Cat's Eye video, period. First of all, the choreo hit, tore. Those are some dance backgrounds. Those are some real dance backgrounds.
They did a step ball change.
A kickball. You do it on purpose. You do it wrong on purpose just to mess with me. But that was fab.
It also felt in tradition with like all of the 90s and like early 2000s Gap ads. Like the one with Patrick Wilson and Claire Danes. The one with Audrey Hepburn, like the short pant. That was like not like shot in real time, but it was like a clip from Funny Face. Yeah. But all that stuff, I'm like, oh, like all the khaki Gap ads. I'm like, oh, I love that stuff.
And they said that too when they were like little press releases, like, we're not new to this, we're true to this.
Yeah.
We've been around the block. Yeah. We don't need to sell white power in order to sell some jeans.
I do want to say, so people said that Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun had, TMZ broke the story originally. People confirmed that they are casually hooking up. Emphasis on the casual. A source said she is living her life and working hard. At TIFF, they asked her about if she will discuss the jeans ad, the American Eagle ad. And she said, quote, "I am there to support my movie and the people involved in making it. And I am not there to talk about jeans. The movie is about Christy. And that's what I'm here to talk about."
I'm not there to talk about jeans.
I'm like, well, girl, Logie, you brought it up.
Yeah. You did that.
That's kind of the whole.
No one
and it's not like the ad is like, you know, a million other things. It's just kind of clearly one.
Well, remember a while ago she gave this interview that was like, I don't think people realize like how little actors make right now. Yeah. Like, so she's like, I'm taking on all these projects. I'm doing all these things because like I need money.
Yeah. No, I can understand the economics of it.
Yeah. The tariffs, if you will. But then I feel like I bring up tariffs every episode. And if you ask me what a tariff is.
Well, I know what a tariff is. It's what's shutting down Essence right now.
Oh yeah, I just put in my last order. Wedding dress.
Get ready for the tariffs on it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, well now I know what a tariff is.
Yeah. So you learned in real time. Yeah. Okay.
But I was thinking about that when I was thinking about that ad being like, girl, I mean, I guess a check is a check, but like, is it? Sometimes.
Well, okay. I kind of feel this is not, you know, maybe don't hold me to this, but I have been working out in my head something about how people are always on Sydney Sweeney for like doing, you know, ads for any and everything, which I understand. Yeah. It does kind of feel like the brand management is not completely there. Yeah. However, I mean, Timothée Chalamet did a thing for his contracts for like Chanel and Cash App.
Cash App got the money though.
Cash App has the money. Also, I will say I saw this TikTok about how Cash App specifically markets itself to a Black consumer. Mm-hmm. So he saw Nick and got on his Zoom.
But the thing is like that feels so different to me though. And it's also
But if we're talking about the high and low, like different types of brands.
But it's giving the Sydney Sweeney is giving what is my unemployed sister's name? The one that isn't Doja Cat. Saweetie.
Phoebe Bridgers. Oh.
What? Anyway, remember when Saweetie was doing an ad in the same week for Crocs, Ranch, Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, it was like, well, hold on. I mean, I guess, like, your spawn is my spawn is her spawn too. I'm going to leave a comment, but I don't know. I think she needs to look at her management and not look at Scooter Braun. I think she needs to get away from that man.
Well, yes.
Get in better hands.
Yes.
And get out of a Republican registration and into
some books.
Into some books.
Into some
this
learning.
podcast. Let's call you in. Yeah.
I'm going to switch gears completely, can I? Because I read something this week that I have to discuss.
Oh, yeah. But it's still in the universe.
Okay. In the Cut September issue, there is a story about Selena Gomez's mother, Selena Gomez, and their Wondermind mental health startup. It was written by Angelina Chapin. I think that's how you pronounce her name. So just briefly, overview of Mandy Teefey, Selena Gomez's mother. She had Selena when she was like about 16 or 17. She was briefly her manager when Selena was like going through Barney, like got the Disney stuff. But they are... Listen, they're always falling out. They're always falling out, coming back together, falling out. I specifically remember when Selena was doing the Woody Allen movie, A Rainy Day in New York.
Yeah.
And Mandy Teefey got on Instagram and was like, well, I told her don't do this movie. I told her don't audition. Because Selena had like auditioned like 6 times for Woody Allen, like crazy.
What?
Yeah.
Actually, that
Which
checks.
I'm like, how dare he make you beg, queen? Let me stop you right there. Hannah and her sisters, I think, was Waverly Place. Anyway. So they're always... in some sort of what?
You know I'm tired, and you gotta be your craziest self
today. What did I
I
text you when I was on my way? Go ahead, tell them what I told you.
She said, I'm in go mode with like this insane live photo of her. It was the craziest angle.
Running through the streets.
I was like, well, I'm in stop mode, so we gotta meet in the middle. Oh my God. Okay, but keep going.
So the most shocking moments about this story are just basically how Selena Gomez's mother is both like completely ill-equipped, both like just logistically and also like perhaps living in a very unstable environment where she was at times sleeping in the office, not showering, watching Schitt's Creek for hours of the day, and then couldn't pay people. The Wondermind was like kind of on the brink of like insolvency at almost every point. And she, at one point during a staff meeting, said she was going to mortgage her house to make payroll. Oh, shit. And then her representatives said that like they denied a lot of the claims. There's parts about her like snorting Ritalin off of her desk.
Oh,
and they denied all of that stuff, but did say that like she had a lot of difficulties during that time in her life, and that, you know, that Wondermind, everyone wanted to succeed and just couldn't. And then I want to read you this one part. One employee recalls Gomez finding her mother lying on a couch covered in blankets, her hair mussed, wearing slippers and a sweatsuit that she had on for several days in a row. How long have you been here? The staffer recalls Selena Gomez asking, sounding concerned. Have you gone home? It's very bleak. And it made me sad.
Also, I hate the name Wondermind. I know that wasn't like you said all this like deep stuff. Fuck. I'm gonna be different next episode. By the way, sorry.
So you say, don't wonder about this mind. It's gonna be changing soon. It's a really, really fascinating story. And there's also a moment where Selena Gomez is like allegedly drunk at Sunset Tower Bar and is like, I'm about to go have sex. I really can't deal with whatever's going on right here, right now. But it's pretty shocking.
I will say the great unifier is like mommy issues. Nobody's clean. Nobody's clean. Nobody's clean. One more time. Nobody's clean.
Cut right there. It's gone on long enough. I need to release my sister.
I'm just like, I gotta go home. And so does Peyton.
I gotta put me first, Lucius. I gotta put me first.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna try something new here. At the end of the episode, we're curious. Leave a comment in, I don't know, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, or DM us if there's something that you're like, you have to press play on this. Okay? Because we got a few things in the queue right now, but we want to know what to prioritize. And I'll just leave this cliffhanger because it worked with the Hunting Wives. Maybe the Jussie Smollett dog is something we return to on this podcast.
Maybe.
So I'm just putting it out there for y'all to pick up.
Well, you know what I'm about to say, girl. I'm not wearing this hat for no reason.
What would you wearing that for?
Because my last trip to the U.S. Open. By the time this comes out, we'll know who the champions will be. Yeah.
Oh, work.
Yes, and it will either be
work.
Well, the men's semifinals tonight, so I don't know what men are going to be in the finals. Probably Alcaraz Sinner. And then for the women's final, it's going to be Amanda Anisimova, who's American. She bageled at Wimbledon, lost 6-0, 6-0 to Iga Swiatek. And now, that's terrible score. You know tennis scores.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's coming back and is going to be in the final against Sabalenka. That's huge.
That's really crazy.
No, literally. Imagine losing at Wimbledon so badly. And she was so, sweet and not, sweet, but, composed.
Mm-hmm.
That I was like, wow. And I read this New York Times story about how before the semifinal, before she played Iga again, and I guess in the quarterfinals, she was like, I watched back the tape of how the mistakes that I made, and then just learn and kind of put it out of my head. And she's like, I watched some of my highlights just to kind of end on top.
Oh, period.
I knew you would like that.
Because I get it. And have you ever had to watch a highlight reel in high school to make out with a boy? Boys in high school love to show you
I have had to watch just basketball games to make out with a boy.
I mean, but highlight reels are worse because it's just a fan cam of yourself hooping. And it's ooh, that's good. Layup.
You just were talking about hooping. All episode you were talking about hooping.
I didn't want to well, that's not what I was there for. I wasn't there to watch this. This was not loving basketball. Yeah. I was going to say when I was looking for someone on Find My Friends and I see Hunter and I was like, oh my gosh, she catching a flight? And I was like, even worse. Hunter either always on vacation or always in Arthur Ashe.
It's
okay.
It's literally my Liberty game.
Yeah,
it's like
Hunter
the times
is to Arthur Ashe what I am to Barclays Center, and it's Barclays Center Liberty.
I love it. I think Arthur Ashe is such a beautiful stadium. I don't think there's a bad seat. I've been in the nosebleeds, have wept up there. I've been courtside. I think it's also cool. But I just, oh my God, the lights on Arthur Ashe. Wow.
The lights need to be a little bit dimmer, but yeah. You know my take.
I know. Let's not wake that up again. I think it's funny that we showed up to a party wearing the exact same outfit.
It was funny because it was so which one is gay and which one has money? White tank, but my bra was showing. I have a bunch of necklaces on. I have a big chunky belt, black slacks.
Mm-hmm. And I had white tank, bra not showing.
Classy.
No belt, but flip flops and an ankle bracelet.
Oh, she left out her Prada purse. I feel like that's
pocket watching. Oh my God.
Absolutely. Have you met me? I'm like, what's that? How much did it cost, too? Yeah. No, I'm annoying. Welcome to episode 69 of this podcast.
Oh, she's
Hunter.
awake now. 69, nice. Ay.
No, but it was funny. I was like, oh, there was this TikTok or tweet or fucking something that was when you start to share a brain with someone that you're friends with. And I was like, oh, this is a version of that. That's our staple girl outfit being
literally
so
oh my gosh, not the first time it's happened. Well, I think that's it for this week.
It's gotta be. I gotta get up out of here.
Well,
I gotta go to bed.
As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be. Sometimes, so she doesn't have to be.
Sometimes,
apparently.
Yeah. This week, I took a week off. Okay, I said you got this. I'll be here. I told you I'll be a better person next week. Follow us on socials at Let Me Say This Pod, at Peyton Dix, and at Hunter H.
Let Me Say This is hosted by me, Hunter Harris.
And me, Peyton Dix.
Let Me Say This is a production of Wondery.
Let me say this.